Hi everyone, this is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Sunday, November 27th of the year 2022, and this is FlossTube number 90, I think. So it's been a bit, but welcome as always. I want to welcome you all. Welcome back to all my current viewers and subscribers, and thank you as always for your continuing support. And a special welcome to anyone that is visiting for my first time. I hope that you like what you see, you find a reason to stay, subscribe, and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope that everybody's staying safe and sound. I know I disappeared for a bit. It's been like over a month since I was able to upload a video. I just got bombarded with all sorts of homework assignments and projects towards the end of school. This last week for Thanksgiving, we had the entire week off, so I spent most of it just recuperating, relaxing, and of course stitching. So I have quite a bit to show you guys, so without further ado, let's get to the stitching. And the first thing I want to show you is the piece I've been working on for the last few months. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I really wanted to finish this before Christmas time, as it's going to be a gift for a cousin that just had a baby boy in September. So since we had the entire week off this last week, I decided, like, okay, the mission for the week, try to finish this you know, before we go back to school. And I'm happy to report that I was able to do that. I'm only going to show you the bottom half so that I can keep the baby's information private. But this is what the bottom of the piece looks like. I mean, the top of it is basically just a text box, like video, you know, in the style of Super Mario, black with white text that says player 4 has entered the game, and then that's where you have like the baby's name and all that, you know, typical birth sampler information, weight, birthday, what have you. But I really enjoyed working on this. All the blue, I'm not gonna lie, the blue got to me. I was so sick of blue, I was so sick of black, although the black wasn't too bad because I'm used to it. But yeah, oh my goodness, the blue was just, it was a lot. It was one of those things where I regretted my decisions almost immediately. I was between doing a half stitch background or a full stitch, and I liked the look of the full stitch better, so I went for full stitch. But oh my goodness, it was really tedious. But for the players, I took a pattern from a Etsy shop whose name I can't remember right now, but I'll put the information down below. I did tweak it a little bit because, as in the style of the Super Mario 2 game, the game, like the way that they designed the characters, they use the dark blue as if it were black. So I had to tweak the design a little bit so we could discern between the clothes and the actual outline of the bodies. So that's one change I made to Mario and Luigi. And then for Daisy and Peach, I played with them around a lot. I had to make sure that well, first, in the pattern, because it's technically you're selecting a player, so when you're hovering over a player, the one that you want to select, they raise their hand, right? They're waving. So I didn't do that for this one, so I made sure to stitch, you know, both. I basically just, you know, stitch one half the same as the other. I just did it symmetrically so that they could be just the same. And then I had to play around with the hair a little bit too, because again, they use the outlining situation in that pattern is a little bit interesting. But again, they're staying true to how the original Super Mario game was, so not knocking it. I just decided to tweak it for my own purposes. Obviously I changed the faces. I wanted this one to be like nice and smiling, because in theory these are the parents and these are the two kids, but yeah, I wanted her to be smiling. And then same thing with Peach. I changed her faces a little bit as well. So yeah, very happy with how this turned out. Very happy to be done with it, and you know, have a little bit of time this year, 1 month, to go back to my other pieces. But yeah, now I just have to iron this and frame it, and it'll be ready for Christmas time. So that's one more finish for 2022. Another piece that I want to show you is one that I was actually, I've been talking about it for quite some time. I've been talking with Sarah from our Stitching Kingdom that lives here in the United States. She and I have been talking about starting this for a while. This is Persephone from Mirabilia, and we are doing a conversion that we found in the Facebook group for the Mirabilia conversions, where the light aqua tones are switched to lilacs and light purples, and the trim of the dress is pinks. It's a dark pink and a light pink. I wasn't too thrilled about that particular change. It reminded me a little bit too much of like the Cheshire Cat from from the Disney movie Alice in Wonderland, between, you know, purple, main color purple, and then, you know, 2 shades of pink there. So I changed it to grays, dark grays and light grays. The reason why we went with the conversion in the first place is because Persephone, she is the goddess of crops, but she is also, you know, she does end up marrying Hades, god of the underworld. So I wanted to give a nod. We wanted to give a nod to that aspect, right, of the mythology. So I thought, okay, purple for the main body of the dress, and then black and gray for the trim. I think will look really nice. So that's the plan for that one. And I did pick a lilac-ish fabric for this one. This is Whisper from Dreamerbug Creations, courtesy of Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery from Sammy J Stitches. I think she has, I don't know if she has any fabrics yet, but this is something that she and her daughter dyed. This is a 32 count even weave. That's another bit that I forgot to mention. And one more thing I have to mention is the grays aren't that great. Ugh, look at that. It's, yeah, no. I have yet to be able to photograph this properly. I don't know if it's lighting here or what, but yeah, all these grays that look almost green, that's not how the fabric is. It's just very, very subtle grays. Even looking at it, it looks purple. It's all purple. I don't know why it's just jumping out like that on camera. Anyway, it was a small start. I was still like hell-bent on finishing Super Mario at this point, so I added like 100 stitches or so. I don't even know if this is the right side, you know. Yeah, but that's my small start for this one. I did want to start it because we've been planning it for so long. We started on Halloween weekend. But yeah, then I went back to Mario. But now that I'm finished with Mario, I can go back to her and add a couple more 100 stitches on her, because I don't like having small starts like that. Usually when I start a piece, I like to do at least 200-300 stitches, so that you can tell, you know, so that you can see like, yes, okay, this is, you know, this is my start, as opposed to this, where not only did I do like few stitches, but then the fabric itself is also purple, so it really gets lost in there. But that was one piece that I did start. And then this weekend, Stitching Button, Vicky from Stitching Button, she had a birthday style where she said, I'm gonna be starting a Bella Filipina, feel free to join me. So of course everybody jumped on that bus. Not everybody, but a lot of us jumped on that bus, and we all picked a Bella Filipina to start. And some people just picked a whip that they had already started. I said, I'm not gonna start anything new, but I will join you and stitch on my my current Filipina. For that one, I went with Reina Paz. This one I had been meaning to start for quite some time. I bought the kit, and I say kit, I saw an eBay seller that was selling it as a kit. So I got the fabric, the beads, and of course the pattern. But when the fabric came, even though it says here, you know, it's supposed to be a 14 count fabric, the fabric that came with this was 18 count. And between the beads and the partial stitches on this, I just knew like it wasn't going to work. It was going to be like all the beads would just be squished together. It wouldn't be a good time. Plus it was also on Aida, which partial stitches on Aida are just a little bit more troublesome than with even weave or linen. So I scrapped it. And I thought I'll just find another fabric for it. And I had some friends help me pick out the fabric, and we all, well, majority vote went for this this fabric. It's showing up again a little bit more grayish tones than it really is. It's a 32 count Belfast linen called Jade, from Picture This Plus. Yeah, it's Jade. So first time working on linen, we'll see how this goes. As it is, it's kind of stiff-ish. It's not as soft as the even weave, for example, for this one. And I think this is the right side up to show. Again, kind of smallish start, because this one I started the day before I finished Super Mario, so that was another reason, right? You know, we all get the finishing craze where you have to go. So again, small-ish start on this one before I went back to Super Mario. But yeah, I might add another couple of stitches on her as well before the end of the year, to have a nice decent start on this one. But yeah, I'm glad to have finally started, because you know, she has been in the pipes for quite some time, and I was really excited to start her way back when, so I was kind of disappointed when I couldn't do it. So yeah, so I started that one, and then this morning, you know, I tried getting back to my regular routines. So one piece that I did work on is my sea glass piece from Caroline Manning Designs. This one, if you've been following me for the last year, you will know that I'm trying to finish this by this year. What me and some friends did was we all picked a piece that we wanted to finish by the end of the year, and then we would split it up into 12 different sections. I went by stitch count because I don't do page by page stitching. I'm very sporadic and I like moving around. So I just split it up by stitch count and said, okay, I have to do, I think it's like something like 1700 stitches or 1750 each month in order to finish it in time. As it is, because of Super Mario, I'm very behind. I have to do October, November, and December. So this is where we're at right now. I did start working on them this morning. I'm at 80%. I'm at 80% with this one. So hopefully next time I upload, I'll have at least, you know, October done, if not November as well. I'll just stitch on this for the rest of the week, and however long it takes me to finish, because I think at this point I'll just go ahead and stitch on it until I finish it, because you know, December's practically upon us already, so at that point I'll have the green light to do December's portion as well, which is the last one. So yeah, so hopefully this will be finished pretty soon. But I will take it nice and slow now. Cause yeah, I was stitching a lot on the Super Mario piece, but I did want to make sure that I got it done in time, and I feel good because now I'll have a little bit of time to work on sea glass along with any other piece I feel like doing. I did get a request to stitch on Moon Charmer on in December, so I'll try to get, you know, maybe 1,000 stitches on her. But yeah, I think this sea glass piece is probably going to be the last finish of 2022, which I looked at my Excel spreadsheet where I keep track of the progress I'm making on my whips, and this year I started 8 pieces throughout the year. I started eight pieces, and I'll have finished 7, including sea glass. I'm counting on finishing sea glass. I mean, I kind of sort of balanced out. I think 2023 will be another year focusing on finishing things rather than starting stuff. Having said that, I am planning on starting the Scarlet Witch from Daniel Kordick that I talked about a couple of videos ago, which is this one. This is another Children Crafts. As always, y'all know, if you've been following me, you know I love his pieces. And after watching the movie, the Doctor Strange movie that came out, I think earlier this year, I absolutely fell in love with the character. So I thought, yes, please. So I do plan to have her be my new year, new start. After that though, I don't know what I'll be able to start. I do have one more start planned, a piece for my sister. Like I'm doing Eternal Promise for my twin. I do have another sister, so I want to stitch her something as well, and she picked it out and everything. Like I know exactly what I'm gonna do, so I do want to start that at least and finish possibly, because it's relatively small. It's not a big full coverage. It's still full coverage, but it's not as big as you know, a Hiiii or Chilton Crafts. It's a knitsy pattern. So that's one thing. Another thing that I am planning on doing is just like I did the sea glass as a, you know, slow and steady wins the race type of thing throughout the year. I did ask a few stitchy friends to pick my next piece for 2023 that's going to be similar. Like, okay, here's a few options. I can break them down into 12 different sections like this. You guys pick which one you think I should finish. And majority votes went to Portrait of Veronica. So at least that's how the poll stands right now. For this one, the only section that I really have started is the top of the bow right here. So I definitely have some ways to go. But yeah, you know, unless something like crazy happens, she's probably going to be my my quote-unquote focus piece for the year that I'm gonna split up into 12 parts and have a finish before the end of the year. So yeah, so again, trying to, you know, finish stuff more than anything else. I also have plans to at least finish this one of my paper patterns. This is Lilac Evening. I'm sure you remember her. I wanted to finish her a while back, but again got caught up with other side projects. And this one is just, it's so close to being done. It's so close to being done. I don't know why I haven't finished her yet. Well, I mean, I do know, but you know what I mean. So yeah, ideally what I want to do this year is to pick a piece every month or so that I can just try to finish, or at least get a percentage of it done. So like this would be probably one of my first focuses, so I can go ahead and get her finished before her birthday, if not by her, on her birthday, which is in February. So I can stitch on her during January and then finish it in February, fingers crossed, because there's also beading to do on that one too. So that'll be my first experience with the beading. But yeah, I'm trying not to go crazy with the starts. But yeah, that's all I have to show you guys this time around. Again, the majority of my time, if not all my time, went into Super Mario. But now that that's done, I can go back to my other projects. And yeah, again, still formulating my plans for 2023. I am excited for it. I think Full Coverage Fanatics released their plans for the year, and they're doing a color for non-counting challenges. They're doing color coded, so pick a whip that has something green, pick a whip that has something red. That's actually why I chose the Scarlet Witch to start, because January is going to be red. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and work on her. So yeah, so it's always nice. It's always nice to have all the groups release their things for the year. So we'll see how much actually. Laurel from Laurel Land here on YouTube, she says her plans are set in Jello, and I actually really like that. I was like, yes, I'm gonna use that, because yeah, everything changes, right? It's always constant change and fluid motions. So yeah, right now that's the plan, but we'll see what happens in 2 to 3 months. So yeah, so as always, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions regarding anything you saw today, feel free to drop a comment. I'll go ahead and leave all the links to the patterns down below. I'll also link a Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery if you guys are interested in the fabrics. And I think I do have the links for the Super Mario pieces, because that pattern is essentially 3 patterns all mushed and blended together. So I'll link all of those below, because there was one separately for the players, for the 4 characters. The text box came from a different pattern, and then the rest of it is a separate thing. So it was fun. It was a fun project. But yeah, as always, I hope you guys have a productive week, relaxing weekend, and you always find the time to do the thing that makes you happy. Until next time, ciao.